Hello, everybody. My name is Austin Hamp, and today I'm going to be talking about Barnes& Noble, analyzing the company, the internal and external environments, and thinking of strategy recommendations for helping the company find success moving forward. First, I'm going to begin with the external environment. So, to explain the United States book industry, in 2018, the book market reached a value of 26,754 million. So, it's no small industry. This grew by 2% during the past year. And then looking ahead, analysts predict that between 2018 and 2023, the United States market is expected to increase by 0.7% overall. It's a slow growth, but it's a growth nonetheless. For the international book industry, we see some different trends. So between 2014 and 2018, we have compound annual rates of changes, CARC, for different parts of the world. For United States, we see that there was a decrease of 1.1%. That's what the parentheses mean. In Europe, there was a decrease of 0.1%. And then Asia Pacific, there's an increase in 8.1%. So this just shows you how the book industry has been changing throughout an international context. For types of books, and you might find this surprising. So first we'll talk about physical. So physical refers to maps, dictionaries, encyclopedias, textbooks, fiction and nonfiction books, and music sheets. The easy way to remember this is that they are all tangible items. Digital makes up books sold on e-readers. Now everyone thinks that the digital market is going to destroy or crush the physical market, but that's actually not the case because the physical market accounts for 96% of the overall market in the United States, while digital only accounts for 4%. So it doesn't seem like physical, tangible books will be dying anytime soon. Key players in the industry, and you probably know most of these, if not all of them: Amazon, Barnes& Noble, Apple, Walmart, libraries, illegal websites such as torrent sites that allow you to download pretty much any book for free if you know how to find it and access it. Forces of change in the industry. So you might wonder how the book industry changes over time. So books kind of started with this need for storage and transportation and access to knowledge. That was from a historical kind of setting. But then this slowly has changed over time in terms of the physical versus the digital debate. And then now it seems like books that are popular every year change. So one year you might have a sequel that comes out that's popular just because it's the first one sold well. There might be a presidential election where a book on a candidate sells well, for example, Fire and Fury. And so these books change every year, and it's hard to anticipate what will or will not be popular year to year. This is just a very high level analysis of Porter's five forces. And so the buyer power is the strongest in the industry due to low switching costs. Everyone is price sensitive. It's easy to determine prices based on mobile applications, going on Amazon, checking eBay, looking at Barnes& Noble, doing anything that would allow you to see the price of a book. So buyers have the strongest amount of power in this industry. Supplier power can be categorized as moderate. There are four main publishers. Amazon and Barnes& Noble also allow authors to self-publish, but those books are typically online only, whether that means available for e-readers or just through the website. Rivalry is strong, so despite there only being two main competitors, you could argue, Amazon and Barnes& Noble, there's still a very strong rivalry. New entrants are low power, just because there's extremely high startup costs in this industry. Whether you're building a physical store, that costs a lot of money, or you want to compete in an online marketplace, there's two main competitors in that online space. So it's the very low power for new entrants. Substitutes, there's a moderate power due to books being luxury goods. So a luxury good is something that's not mandatory for survival. Books can be categorized as providing entertainment. So all books are going to be in direct competition with other items such as video games, TV shows, movies that also provide entertainment. Moving on, we're going to look at just a very brief high-level pestle analysis. So I highlighted two. So economic, right now our country's going through extremely low amounts of unemployment. People have jobs, jobs leads to income, Income means that people have expendable income. And so expendable income means that people can afford to buy luxury goods. So those are positive signs for the book industry. In terms of technological, I just want to highlight once again this distinction between physical and digital books. So will technology affect how people read? It seems up in the air right now. Technology definitely helps people determine prices, so people should be aware of the technological influences in this industry. And so that's something to think about moving forward. Industry attractiveness. And so this one's kind of tough to look at because the online market is saturated by Amazon and other retailers. And so it doesn't seem very attractive from this online perspective. The best opportunity right now seems to be to capitalize on physical locations. Barnes& Noble currently has 627 stores, and so that's something for them to consider going forward. And I'll be talking about that briefly soon. Now we're going to transition to the internal environment. So that was a nice segue into this component of my presentation. The mission statement. I think any analysis of a company should begin with the mission statement and determining what a company really focuses on. So I'm just going to read this verbatim. To operate the best omni-channel specialty retail business in America, helping both our customers and booksellers reach their aspirations while being a credit to the communities we serve. Omni-channel, it might seem kind of confusing, but it's a multi-channel sales approach that provides the customer with an integrated customer experience. So think mobile application, website, store, they're all synchronized together. Barnes& Noble has this as their mission statement, but they don't seem to be hitting it just yet, and some of my recommendations will tie into this factor. The current strategy, this comes from Barnes& Noble's Form 10K, which was published in 2018, the most recent one that I had access to. So to improve its performance, the company's strategic plan is focused on strengthening its core business by enhancing its customer value proposition, improving profitability through an aggressive expense management program, which will be redeployed to fund growth initiatives and innovating for the future, which will position the company for long-term growth. I like this statement much better than the mission statement. This is focused, there's actionable items, and it's something that I believe Barnes & Noble should continue to work on and improve upon as the years go on. The core business, and I'm sorry that some of this is cut off, but the core business is all about improving customer value proposition through offerings. And so Barnes& Noble has a membership program. They have this omni-channel capabilities, but they're not capitalizing on it just yet. They incorporate booksellers into their employees. So you talk to an employee and they can usually give recommendations based on books because they themselves read. This attracts customers. So the core business right now seems to be attracting customers to stores and improving that value. But as we'll see, that value is not enough to keep Barnes & Noble afloat. There has to be something else there. A brief financial analysis. You can pause the video too if you want to jump into some of these numbers, but I'll just highlight a couple key points. So there's a decrease in revenue between 2018 and 2017 of 6%. There's a net loss in 2018, but a net income in 2017. So the company was doing better in 2017 than it has done in 2018. There's a decrease in total assets over the years, but there's an increase in debt. So the company's taking on debt, but the assets are not growing. Now, if the company was increasing its debt but also growing assets, that's a different story. That's not the case here. The core competency seems to be in the physical book buying experience. Now, here's just a picture of what a typical store looks like. Open aisles, there's comfy chairs, there's sofas. There's also Starbucks in many Barnes & Nobles, so people can enjoy a cup of coffee while reading a book. And so that's something to definitely consider as a core competency. Value chain. Barnes & Noble does self-publish some classical books. They acquired Sterling Publishing in the past. Authors can self-publish and sell through the Nook store on the website, which is similar to Amazon Direct Publishing. So there is some value to be had there. Competitive strategy, right now it seems like Barnes & Noble falls into this differentiation strategy on the top right. They want to have a broad scope, but they also want to differentiate themselves by offering the physical locations and value. But I believe they need to begin switching towards this cost leadership. And so books are not allowed to be price matched in store, so there's no way for them to compete with Amazon in this scenario. And so they have to be cost leaders as well as offering that differentiated experience through the physical stores. but it's just something else for them to consider going forward. Business growth has a history of acquisitions, and so it seems like the company should continue this going forward, acquiring publishers, acquiring other bookstores, although there's not many of them left. Diversification strategy. So right now they are a dominant business, I would say, just because they focus on books, but they also offer a variety of games, home decorations, writing supplies, puzzles, that type of stuff. There's no international footprint right now, but you can buy items online and have them shipped internationally. So now my strategy recommendations, and I'm at about 10 and a half minutes now, so this might be kind of quick to keep this under 15 minutes. So I believe recommendations should start with a SWOT analysis: strengths, infrastructure, brand name recognition, the 627 physical stores. Weaknesses, though, there's a lack of focus. So there needs to be something that people associate with Barnes & Noble, such as that book buying experience, and that's what they really go for. That seems to be a lack of focus. Threat, obviously Amazon, there's Walmart, there's Apple, iBooks, there's torrent websites for downloading books illegally. The opportunities here mainly to improve upon this retail footprint, because right now Amazon doesn't have a retail footprint. There's only 19 bookseller locations for Amazon in the United States right now. Physical locations, we have to get book prices down. There's no need to walk around Barnes & Noble and see book listed for cover price whenever Amazon or even Barnes & Noble's website offers it for a 40% discount. So price match. Store ambiance, comfy chairs, coffee. Reduce the products other than books, so board games, those decorations, reduce them. There's no need for them to be cluttered throughout the store if it's going to drive up the price of the actual books. I believe there's a great opportunity here for a membership program tied to a mobile app. Partner with Starbucks. I mean, their companies are already synonymous with each other. Starbucks is offered inside Barnes & Noble. Make the membership app, which costs nothing to download, include gift cards, order and paying, loyalty programs, make a social dimension. Right now, Barnes & Noble offers a $25 membership offering for discounts and coupons. You could still use that, but it'd just all be tied into this mobile app to streamline this book buying experience. We want this value to increase while also reducing the cost to customers. I think Barnes & Noble should end the Nook. No one wants to carry around an additional device with them. And remember, only 4% of the market is digital right now. And so this item is draining financial means. It costs money to continue, whereas it's not selling well. There's the Amazon Kindle Fire, the Kindle Paperwhite. That is arguably better. There's more books offered there. And so what you could do, though, is tie the ebooks people have downloaded through Barnes & Noble into that mobile application that I just talked about. So you reduce the need for a Nook, and you copy something like Amazon's doing. Amazon has the Kindle app that you can install on any phone or tablet or laptop. Barnes & Noble should do the same thing. Also, potential for in-house publishing. So like I mentioned, there's 4 main publishers in the industry. Barnes & Noble has acquired one before, Sterling Publishing, which works on how-to and cookbooks and reference books. But this could be expanded upon. So if Barnes & Noble owns more publishing houses, they can control which books enter their stores, they can control prices better, they could sell rights to other companies if books are selling well. So it's something for them definitely to consider as they become more financially stable. Right now, I said they're losing money. Obviously, acquiring a bunch of publishing houses is not the best way to save money. That's something for them to do in the future. And now I think this is a very long-term goal. But as I said, Barnes & Noble has no international presence besides shipping internationally whenever someone buys a book on their store website. And so this long-term goal should be to expand internationally. But as I say, before they can do this, first Barnes & Noble has to correct its problems within the United States. As they fix these problems, they can then move forward into international ventures. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. It's been a pleasure working with you, whoever watches my video, and good luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you so much.